Welcome to the lineup live. Their mics are muted, so you can't hear the horrors that were spoken by Gerald just now. But live, weekdays, 9 a.m. Eastern to 7 p.m. Eastern. You don't need to change that channel. It's a collective of independent-minded broadcasters all supporting each other and number one shows in their spot for I don't know how many weeks running right now. That's because of you. We appreciate it. Today, a lot to get to. Obviously, President Trump could be on the verge of brokering a peace deal here between Putin and between Zelensky. We have a claim, truth, fact check on the media on that one. What upsets me most is Zelensky acting as though he has any cards to play really at this point, where he's saying, well, our Constitution won't allow us to, so you're going to win? Then shut up. You guys can comment, but are you at that point? It's like, hey, look, come on. Without us, without other nations, there's no chance you're winning this. Stop acting like you're the one in the driver's seat. And I don't like either of them. This is not me being a Putin apologist whatsoever, but I think people need to have a realistic point of view as to where they are. Also, why are we letting Gaza refugees into the United States? I'm not a huge fan of it. Gerald apparently is an activist for it, so we'll get into a debate on that. And in Florida, hey, I don't know if you know this, some illegal immigrants have killed multiple Americans, again, with commercial driver's licenses they never should have had in the first place. Also, looks like they're starting to vote. So is this the America that you want to see in the future? Good news is I don't think it's going to last because, hey, we're making progress. The good guys, on with the show.
Oh, what the
Morgan!
What the hell's going on?
You should refinance!
What?
You should refinance with American financing. They could save you thousands of dollars, as they've helped thousands of Americans before me. Don't be like me!
Who are you?
I am the ghost of mortgage future. Every link in my chain was forged by the dollars I could have saved had I refinanced with American financing.
How are you the ghost of me? I'm not even dead yet.
Time is relative. Over the next 3 nights, you will be visited by 3 spirits.
Yeah, that's not gonna work for me. Yeah, I got a show in Pittsburgh on Friday, 2 shows in Cleveland after that. It's
Fine. Just trying to help. Do whatever you want. I don't care.
all right. American financing. I'll call them tomorrow.
One of them is a chick.
She cute?
She's like a 6.
Trust the professionals. Whether it's a medical procedure or financing your home, call the pros at American Financing today at 1-800-974-6500 or visit www.americanfinancing.net/Crowder. NMLS 182334. If you start today, you may even delay up to 2 mortgage payments.
All right. Glad to be with you. That's the sound of Monday. That SIP started in 2020, we found out. And we have a lot to get to. Captain Morgan, CEO, good weekend?
Yes, I guess I'm an advocate for people.
Yes, you are.
I'm not.
Did you get sore from all the bouncing?
Yes.
Yeah, all of us
hate
did.
those places.
It was a kid's birthday party at a trampoline park, but it was
Yeah.
the inflatable one.
Yeah.
And
Very unstable.
yes.
Yeah.
My knee is still talking to me. And Friday and Saturday, actually, August 22nd, 23rd at Helium Comedy Club in Portland, Oregon. Very funny man. See all of his dates at jfirestein.com. Mr. Firestein, your toes are sore.
Yeah, they're sore from that bouncy house. Also, I wanted to mention, if you guys don't see Mr. Half-Asian Bill anymore, it's because Gerald
come on.
launched his kid 15 feet in the air.
Yeah, I saw it.
That's actually true.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was 20 feet, I think.
Yeah.
It was so high that the kid hit the ceiling.
Yeah.
A bump on her head.
And then my dad, Pops Crowder, had the whistle blown on him like 2 or 3 times. That's why I am the way that I am. Try growing up with that and then having respect for authority.
Yeah.
So it was an accident.
I saw it happen.
Yeah, I saw it happen.
I saw the referee blow the whistle at your dad. Your dad's like, What?
Yeah,
And then he's like,
I'm kind of leaning
you're,
like that.
You're a grown man. You're 6-something. You can't just jump on this blob and launch the kids. He's like, I pay my taxes.
Yeah, exactly. He's like, they're my grandkids. Boom.
My wife's taking that phrase, by the way. She heard your dad say it. It's like, yeah, I pay my taxes. She's saying it every time she crosses the street illegally, jaywalks, speeds. I pay my taxes.
Yeah.
That's not how it works.
It's not a legal defense, but I still recommend it. All right. Speaking of abhorrent behavior, because we all absolutely, if karma's a thing, we're not going to do all that well.
No.
That being said, whenever someone says, they get like their car stolen or I don't know, they get mugged, like, well, karma's going to get them. It's like, yeah, but karma just got you. So what did you do?
Right.
To get mugged or get your car stolen, if you believe in that. Anyway.
Dang it.
So last week, this happened, I think over the weekend, it went viral. Joy Reid went on this guy, Ali's podcast. I can't say his first name. And made some, I would say, just flat out racist. Can we now acknowledge that anti-white racism is a legitimate thing? Mm-hmm. No, that was to play the clip to a man.
Can we acknowledge firing as a thing?
Donald Trump, he said himself he could never get a Kennedy Center honor. Unworthy. But he can get one now. He can steal one because he owns a Kennedy Center. They can't fix the history they did. Their ancestors made this country into a slave hell. But they can clean it up now because they got
as
the
opposed to the
Smithsonian, they
slave
can get rid
heaven
of
that
all
was
the slavery
Africa.
stuff.
Right,
They got
right.
PragerU that can lie about the history to the children. They can't originally invent anything more than they ever were able to invent good music. We black folk gave y'all country music, hip hop, R&B, jazz, rock and roll. They couldn't even invent that. But
Who invented
they
the
have to call
instruments?
a white man the king. Because they couldn't make rock and roll. And so
We
when
just
you
perfected
tell
it.
them
You're welcome.
you don't have to be excellent, you just have to be white, you will get mediocrity. You will get mediocrity because they're not asking white people to be great. They're not asking them to be great. They're telling them you can be the opposite of great and be defense secretary. You can be the opposite of great and be Homeland Security Secretary.
We're talking about mediocre white men and their fragility and how it has destroyed and is destroying America.
Yeah, no, that's the message you're sent. Even though you have to have higher SAT scores, higher GPAs, and more extracurriculars to get into the same college as a black kid or any other kind of minority, particularly if you're a man, by the way, in STEM fields, because there's no quota for you compared to women. You can be mediocre, says the lady, wearing textiles, polymer, petroleum-based products and using electronics, the computer, the light bulb, electricity. I'm assuming has some kind of refrigeration in that household. Well, white people don't. White people haven't been. As opposed to the very developed, prosperous, and incredibly contributive nations of Africa. What was that?
Well, yeah.
I didn't know what we were going into with that. I thought it was going to be a montage of African countries.
It was.
It was.
It was all the successful African countries.
Yeah.
I didn't have to
listed
work
them all.
harder, I didn't go to college, and I didn't get all the accolades. I am the mediocre white man. What did I do?
Yeah, well, I mean, you just
What did
exist.
I do? I've just been sitting here.
You exist. That's the problem.
I guess we like mediocrity in sports.
Well, look, let's do this. Let's walk through this, okay? So, Joy Reid, a show with no ratings that was on for far longer than it deserved to be. Why? Let's go through, okay, DEI, diversity, equity, inclusion. Does that apply to white men? No. Okay, would it apply to someone who is black, who is a lady, who is trans, who is LGBTQ? Okay, yeah. Why? Is it excellence? Affirmative action. Let's go through colleges. You can get a lower GPA. You can get a lower SAT score. You can have fewer extracurriculars. And then we change it where you just have to be at the top of your also crappy class in a crappy neighborhood and you automatically get admittance. Why? And let's ask, also, by the way, the acceptance rates of young black Americans are much higher as a percentage of the population into universities and Ivy League schools or universities across the country, but the graduation rates are much lower, meaning they're accepted even though they're mediocre, but they don't graduate because they can't complete the course load because they're mediocre. Now, here's my flip question. Can you name me one equivalent advantage for a white male in the United States today? DEI? Affirmative action? A hashtag? Oh, wait. Anything else? Yeah.
If there are some, I'd like to take advantage. So please do comment.
Yeah, me too.
I am a mediocre white man ruining this country.
Yeah, the closest thing we get are tax write-offs. But then again, we actually have to pay taxes.
Wait, for being white?
No, I'm just saying that we pay a disproportionate number of the taxes. So, we probably have more write-offs, which, by the way, I just do all the time. I just write it off.
That's not how it works.
Yeah, I don't pay for anything. I just go, it's a write-off.
Oh, well.
The servers are confused by it.
I write off everything.
Yeah.
I don't even pay taxes. I just write it all off.
I just go, it's a write-off. And they say, okay. So there is that white privilege. Let's go on to another privilege that we have as white people. We actually have to prove our citizenship. We actually have to provide our social security number or tax ID number to get things like driver's licenses, or often to sign up for social safety benefits. Not really the case if you're simply an illegal alien in a state like California. So I warn you, this next video is disturbing. Another illegal alien who had no business being here pulled an illegal U-turn with what should be an illegal driver's license and killed 3 Americans. Here is the clip. It's not graphic, but it's disturbing.
During the middle of the afternoon Tuesday, traffic did not look like this, flowing to Fort Pierce. Rather, all northbound lanes were gridlocked because of this crash that killed all 3 people in a minivan. A woman from Pompano Beach, a man from Miami, and the driver from Florida City.
There he is.
Very indifferent about it.
Yeah. Now I know what people are going to say is, well, of course there are plenty of native-born American citizens who do that. Yeah. But do you also acknowledge it's a lot tougher to take? It's a much more bitter pill to swallow when you lose your daughter or your wife or your sister or your mom because of the actions of someone who had no business being here at all in the first place, an entirely preventable situation. Accidents happen. These aren't accidents if the law is supposed to prevent them from happening. To give you an idea, the victims, there was a 37-year-old woman, and then a 54-year-old man and a 30-year-old man. The driver, I hope I'm pronouncing this correctly, but I don't care if he's Harjinder Singh, arrested on 3 counts of vehicular homicide. So that's good. Now it looks like you'll actually have plenty of time to work out in the cell. It's a deep cut to people who it reemerges
every once in a while.
And yes, spoiler alert, he's an illegal alien who crossed the southern border that was wide open in 2018 before it was really kind of sealed up. Actually, it's surprising. He's one of the fewer people who came in 2018. Imagine if he would have come along with all of his brothers, sisters, cousins, and sister wives in 2021.
Well, they came later. He was the recon party.
Yes. Yeah. Exactly. And so you might be asking yourself a question. And I see this a lot because we work in media, we work in news, and so we know. But I've talked about these kinds of things with family members or sometimes friends, people who are apolitical. They go, well, yeah, but how could he get a... No, that can't... How could he get a driver's license if he's here illegally? That's the point. Yes, that's a very valid question. No, but they can. Yes. It's actually happening, and all references available, link in the description. So we can't completely confirm this, just to be clear, all right? But call it a hunch. Because we found cases of a Harjinder Singh, same name, denied asylum in 2019 and 2021, okay? California's Ninth Circuit found that he wasn't credible. Now, he was here illegally. He was denied, right? He somehow managed to obtain a commercial driver's license in California. I know what some of you are saying. Well, there's a law that allows illegals to get non-commercial driver's licenses in California. Yeah, they passed that. You're not supposed to be able to get a commercial driver's license. It's supposed to require a social security number. It doesn't matter, though. Here's the thing. Once you take that step, it becomes a lot easier. Someone can lose some paperwork or maybe get a little bit confused. And this guy had a commercial driver's license he wasn't supposed to have. But how about this? Here's a solution. You guys can comment. How about if you're here illegally, if you are not a law-abiding citizen here, no driver's licenses? What do you think?
At all? Or even,
I think it's a good start.
I think that's fair, right?
I think it's a good start.
And I feel like it's really hard for me to trust the state of California, the state that on their voter registration says, "Are you a U.S. citizen?" Check yes or no.
Yeah,
with no proof to provide either way.
Right.
So, I mean, maybe he wrote down like 000000000 for the Social Security number, and they're like, "Good enough for me."
Or maybe he got a work visa, or not a work visa, but maybe he got one of those Social Security numbers that some of these workers are getting.
He could have, but Gerald, you're making a very common mistake.
What's that?
Is when it says, "Are you an American citizen?" Check yes or no. Very often, some of these people just check yes.
Well, there's a third option that says sure?
Yeah.
Question mark?
And it screws their whole plan right there. And then Americans die or neighborhoods get destroyed. It doesn't need to, just to be clear, we're using this as an extreme example to make a point because it happened and it's tragic. It doesn't need to get to that. It costs the taxpayer anywhere from $150 billion to $450 billion every single year. Illegal aliens. Okay, that's enough. To me, that's horrible. It's morally reprehensible.
Yeah.
But of course, there are many people, and we can't really track them, many people who die at the hands of illegal aliens, sometimes deliberately, sometimes accidentally, because they come from inferior cultures that don't have vehicles, that don't have roads like we have, that aren't familiar with the technology that we have. I'm sorry, equal cultures. There's more to this story. Again, a hunch. I can't connect all the dots.
Dots.
But
what dots?
What do you mean?
I don't know. So this was around the same time there were some bribery schemes in California, specifically regarding commercial driver's licenses. So this had been covered, and it involved quite a few people. I'm going to give you the names. Mm-hmm. Now, just to be clear, you remember the name of this man, right? It's Harjinder Singh. Okay. Harjinder Singh. That's the man's name. Now, the people involved with the bribery and handing out commercial driver's licenses, Jagpal Singh, the owner of the Calcutta Driving School, Jagdish Singh, Parminder Singh, Tajinder Singh, Dimanpreet Singh. It's like a Dr. Seuss of illegal aliens. Tarjinder, Parminder, Harbinder Singh.
One sing, two sing, red sing, blue sing.
In retrospect, we should have seen this coming. They did release a movie about it, so it seems as though, there you go.
Oh my God, beautiful!
Pixar.
I love it.
So we don't know how Harjinder Singh got his commercial driver's license and killed 3 Americans. And we don't know if the scheme has any connection between this Singh being related to the corrupt, bribable officials in Jagpal Singh, Jagdish Singh, Parminder Singh, Tajinder Singh, Dimanpreet Singh. So since I can't officially confirm that, I'm making sure that I don't get sued here, let's just not let them in. And actually, hold on a second. If this is how we end up getting the commercial driver's license, okay, because we let illegals in, and they're allowing you to get a civilian driver's license, but I think there is a way to actually, if we solve it, when you... Yeah, you don't get anything. You get a driver's license, you don't get a visa, you get no citizenship, you just...
Go home.
Yeah, you're sent away.
Yeah, home.
Does that work?
Home, wherever home happens to be. Home is where the heart is, and your heart's about to be there.
Yeah.
I love it.
Like your toilet. It's wherever you may roam. Wherever you let it fall, wherever it may. Sorry, I mean in a culturally equal way. By the way,
wherever somebody can see you, do it.
Yeah, exactly. Well, it's a power move.
Wherever there's a train.
It's a challenge to look someone in the eye and...
I can't do it.
It's hard to do. I had to do it in Ranger School.
What?
Yeah, it's not fun. You got to poop in front of other guys.
Why?
Yeah.
Why? What?
Yeah, it's just how it's too long to explain it. But
No.
But I came to enjoy it after a while.
Yeah, I get it.
It's not as hard as college football practice.
No, it's not. But there should be some accountability with these guys, right? This sing ring, they should be held accountable.
Yeah. You would think that they should. But
Jerks.
why do we get to the policies at this point? Think about this for a second. Let's just take this word. Sanctuary cities. These are cities where people get to continue to break the law. Not like a church where they're granted sanctuary. Not like asylum in a building. Sanctuary cities.
Yes.
How does that happen in the civilized world? Well, that's how you end up with Americans being killed by someone who doesn't know how to pull a U-turn with a license he has no business possessing in the first place. Also, we can't talk about these things on YouTube. Best way to follow us, best way to stay in touch, download the Rumble app. Yeah. Follow me right there. Don't be beholden to some YouTube or Meta or TikTok algorithm. You'll know when we are live, and we're live weekdays at 11 a.m. Yes, Gerald.
It's also infuriating where the U-turn occurred. You know those like spots along the highway that ambulances and police are supposed to be able to use, maybe fire trucks to be able to get to people and save lives? They have a clear sign that says no U-turn here.
Yeah.
That's where this idiot decided to turn. I don't know, it just frustrated me when I saw that more so than just about anything else. I was like, what? Yeah. Like that's how you go out?
English as a second language. He thought it said, no, you turn here.
Yes. No. We U-turn here. So what if we go up? No!
So likely
the sign says no.
Yes, likely
we will go now.
Stupid and missed his exit and decided to just fix his problem right there, and then showed zero concern whatsoever.
No, I am not to show concern. I am to U-turn here now.
What was he turning around for? Did he see a billboard for Curry and Cologne?
Yeah.
Curry and Cologne?
What, did he see a restroom stop up the way? I must go back.
They don't use restrooms.
Stop it. So train tracks. It's fine.
I just look here. What do you think you're going to breed, guys? What do you think you're going to breed when someone comes in and they realize, well, technically there are laws, but they don't really apply to you? Do you think that someone might blissfully go through their life here in the United States believing that, my God, the laws don't actually apply to them?
Go the other way with this. What are you going to breed from people who pay their taxes, follow all of the laws, do everything right, and still their communities get trashed because the sanctuary city is not a sanctuary for them.
Or they die.
It's a sanctuary for other people to come in and just absolutely take advantage of. What do you think you're going to breed in people? Very quickly, people are going to be like, okay, wait, time out. I've done everything right. I'm doing all this right. And this is what? No, not anymore. No. You're making a generation of racists for a lot of different people groups.
Yeah.
Or a purge night. You're going to create a purge.
Yeah.
It's true.
Yep. I'm still mad because I forgot the other Dr. Seuss joke during run through.
I know. Funny. I couldn't think of it. It's a something in a hat.
Could you with a sing?
What was it?
Could you
sing in a hat?
Was it a sing in a hat?
Something like that.
Oh yeah. Well, that's not funny.
No, it's not. Now it's not funny at all.
No, seek in the hat.
Yeah. How
seek in the hat.
The Sikh who stole Christmas.
But they don't even believe in that.
That's why they steal it.
There's a terrorist
the
in my
pocket. Believe in Christmas either.
They came with Van Wuzzlers and Tuzzlers and holy daggers. Now, going on
I missed that
with more immigration. And Gerald's very pro this. I don't know why.
I'm not. I just have a bit of a point.
So, are you my mamdani?
Thing 1 and Thing 2 are just conjoined twins from years of incest. Now,
Thing 1 and Thing 2.
Yes, they're both one. They're connected at the head. So, you might hear this first thing and go like, wait, what? Yes, exactly. You should react that way. I just want to be clear because sometimes people work in this, they'll continue down the trail and not really allow what would be the sticking point for the average American. And this could be an average, rocket scientist or neurosurgeon American. This doesn't make any sense. Yeah. Correct. So you may have heard the State Department announce that they would be halting visitor visas from Gaza. We had them from Gaza. That's the right reaction.
It's not just kids, it's a bunch of adults that are accompanying them. Second, we had outreach from multiple congressional offices asking questions about it. And so we're going to reevaluate how those visas are being granted, not just to the children, but how those visas are being granted to the people who are accompanying them. And by the way, to some of the organizations that are facilitating it. There is evidence been presented to us by numerous congressional offices that some of the organizations bragging about and involved in acquiring these visas have strong links to terrorist groups like Hamas. And so we are not going to be in partnership with groups that are friendly with Hamas. So we're going to pause those visas.
Seems reasonable.
There was just a small number of them issued to children, but they come with adults accompanying them, obviously. And we are going to pause this program and reevaluate how those visas are being vetted and what relationship, if any, has there been by these organizations to the process of acquiring those visas.
So I'm about to show you one of the videos. Some of these people have come in from one of these groups, Heal Palestine. And in this case, what you're about to see, they arranged travel for 63 injured children, 148 total evacuees, and they're being housed all across or treated all across the United States, Atlanta, Columbus, Bay Area, Dallas, Galveston. here's the video, and I understand wanting to be compassionate. Here's something else. A lot of these people could be treated not only by neighboring countries, but Israel. They also help treat kids. You may not know this, and there are American military bases far closer to them. But Laura Loomer,
Qatar, Saudi Arabia, Turkey. There's plenty of places that are really close with great medical facilities.
Well, to be fair, there's only a 99.9% chance that the parents accompanying them overstay their welcome or this temporary treatment sort of visa, if you want to call it that. There's only a 99% chance that they disappear into the system and maybe pull some U-turns. So here's Laura Loomer's video. She shared this was footage of these refugees being brought into the United States, and the welcome mat rolled out. Pause. These are allegedly, the adults, relatives accompanying them. For people who are being starved, they're almost universally portly. But let's keep playing.
Is that part of starving?
I think so.
You get bigger.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. It's counterintuitive, but it happens. You starve, you get chubbier. Play.
I've been starving for years.
He's pulling a Nixon.
Look at all those American flags, guys. Thank God we brought you to the U.S. God Bless the USA playing, maybe? No? Okay.
Yeah. I don't hear a lot of promo. I don't see a whole lot of gratitude. I see quite a bit of taking advantage.
Yes.
And Heal Palestine, the organization, was founded by Steve Sosebee, who also founded the Palestine Children's Relief Fund, which sounds really nice in name, but allegedly has links, to Hamas. Oh, geez.
It all goes back.
It's almost like you can't escape it when a lot of people come from a place that voted for them.
So here, I want to make my point as the advocate, apparently, for this program that I am not, by the way. I want to be careful how we argue about this, right? Because I think right now it's very easy to end up on the visually wrong side of this. These are children. I think all of us care about children, and we want to make sure that they get treated. They've been affected by a horrible war. I agree that people are going to overstay visas, and if they're connected to a terrorist group, it makes no sense whatsoever to allow them to help people come in this country, because I care more about my children than their children. I'm sorry. If it ends up being a game, I choose mine every single time. But argue it based on the fact that there are other options. And I think that's what we should be saying is like, hey, we can do this elsewhere. If we really do want to help children, I think that's fantastic. Why don't we set up hospitals over in Egypt? Why don't we set up hospitals at some of these air bases that are close by that maybe don't have the facilities to care for those specific children? Or fly them to many of the air bases that do have those facilities and then fly them wherever else they need to go. Let's do it in a different way than just bringing them over here and releasing them into our country. And listen, Palestinian supporters, anybody out there, you end up getting lucky enough, and thank God you get to the United States of America and you have the audacity to fly somebody else's flag.
Yeah.
You should be down on your knees praying that there's an American flag you can grab to show your support, because your child is going to get the best medical care in the world. You're welcome.
That's right.
What the hell are you doing?
5 times a day to a statue of George Washington. Same direction as Mecca.
I wouldn't.
We'll make it easy for you.
Do that.
And you're going to run into some problems with Egypt. They don't want Palestinians
that's
there.
Right. They won't open the gate. They have a giant gate.
They won't open it up. Yeah.
Big gate, right? Yeah. Really nice. Beautiful gate.
Not allowed.
Not allowed.
It's easy. It's easily.
I mean, there's a lot of land.
It's really easy to confuse, because I know a lot of you are thinking, oh, these neighboring countries want to help the Palestinians. It's a common mistake. They don't. They do the opposite of that.
Wait.
And I know you would think, aren't there plenty of places they could go? Well, yeah, like Josh said, to some American military bases, but not to neighboring countries who allegedly share the same religion, because they want nothing to do with these people. And I know you're wondering, well, why? For the same reasons that we're discussing this, they're concerned about direct ties and influence of terrorist groups. So it's a really easy mistake to make. I get it. I still don't think they should be coming here. I'm sorry. This kind of appeasement and the compassion that we have as Americans, which, by the way, is never afforded to us from these other nations, has been used against us. There are other places they can go. They should go. And if anything, they should have like some kind of an official chaperone. Hey, maybe they should show up with American soldiers making sure that they're safe. Maybe they should show up with some American officials so that these very chubby relatives who it's kind of a marvel that they managed to get so oversized while starving, won't abuse the system. How about that? Let's have some kind of guidelines here. And here's the big difference too, because you brought up a good point. This would be like the Jews during World War II. I would say it's a little bit different because it was tough to find a place to go where many of them were being evacuated.
The argument is that the Jews wouldn't leave Europe because nobody would take them. Nobody would take them around the world. That included the United States. That included so many other countries in South America. There were places they could have gone that were not really involved in the war. And I just don't want to make that same kind of moral mistake as a country. But that doesn't mean I'm okay with how they're doing it.
I know. And
I think I misspoke too, by the way, when I said they could send them to military base and stuff. I wasn't thinking about it. But this is a private organization that is doing this. It's not the American military doing this. It's not the American government doing this.
Right.
I mean, they're getting visas somehow through the government. So maybe there's a thing they could work out. But
the government is allowing them to do it, though, too. The government is allowing. It's like, hey, no, you can't do that. Why? Well, because of ties to terrorist organizations coming from an active war zone. That we could do that. And here's the big difference, though, and that's a valid correction or point to make, Josh. But contrasting with your point, Jews, for all their faults as far as being like annoying, sometimes too Jewy. And
hey, come on! What are you talking about?
The Jews here in the United States after World War II weren't talking about the United States the same way that these allies of these Muslim asylum seekers, migrants, is a very different tone. See if you can spot what I'm talking about.
The message for the people of Gaza is going to be more of the message that should be sent to the people here, in that they have achieved victory. We haven't done anywhere near enough. And the people here, I promise you, we do feel ashamed. We do feel like we're not doing enough. We do feel like change needs to come, because change must come. And in the form that it must come is that this empire, the American empire that's been hurting our people since the beginning, the imperial Western powers that have been hurting our people since the beginning, they must fall. And inshallah they will fall. And my message to the people of Gaza and the oppressed peoples across the world is that there are people here, both young and old, who are going to be willing to fight and are willing to put their lives and everything they can on the line to bring these empires down, because they must come down.
Thanks, Where's Terrorist Waldo? We appreciate it.
He's easy to spot if you wait long enough.
Spotted
He
him.
blows up.
Now deport him.
Why does he want the empire that he lives in and benefits from to fall?
I know.
The empire that, by the way, it would be a gross travesty, a gross violation of human rights if said evil empire didn't help bring in people from the non-evil empire to give them the kind of medical treatment that they could never be afforded where they live, in wartime or not. You know that too, right? Like, this is not just the best medical treatment that these people will get in the middle of this conflict. It's the best medical treatment they'll get ever from the evil empire.
Yes.
This is when people talk about the shift in tone in America first, and I grew up with this where people always talked about the United States being an evil empire. We're just not going to tolerate the accusations of evil empire while you ask us to fund your bitching as you do it.
Right.
Okay?
I'd be fine deporting that guy.
Yes.
Seriously, I'm not even kidding.
He said people are willing to die. Oh, you're willing to die to take down this country? Mm-hmm. Well, we're not going to kill you as you would do if we were in your land, by the way, even as visitors, if we said we were seeking to destroy your government. We're just going to send you to the government you claim to want.
Yes. What flag do you have?
Good luck.
Bring your white girlfriend with you.
Yeah, exactly.
He beats the crap out of her. Did you see the eyes looking over like...
He beat the straight look off her face.
Yeah. It's like, jeez.
She's the only lady whose makeup clamshell comes with an end swell. Now, that guy was from Dearborn. So this brings us to, again, all cultures are equal. Hey, immigration is just an act of compassion. And Hamtramck, this city councilman, Abu Musa, I know what you're thinking. Does he look like how I think he's going to look? Yeah.
The monkey from Aladdin?
Caught stuffing ballots amidst his primary race.
It is the monkey from Aladdin.
Oh, imagine the smell.
More? Okay. Any more?
think he'll win? I don't know, man. Let's go.
Yep. Just to be clear, Musa claims it was a misunderstanding and it wasn't ballots that he was dropping in, to be clear. Yeah, it was, and he didn't even rewind.
There's going to be a fee for that. They'll get that.
But, by the way, and just to be 74% of Musa's votes were cast by absentee ballot. Now, we don't know if there's foul play afoot, but how about this? Again, let's just sort of step back. Shouldn't our election process have a little more integrity than one that can be manipulated by someone who just rolled out of bed and is stopping by to commit election fraud on the way to White Castle? Like, shouldn't we have some more fail-safes than that? That guy hadn't even had his morning cup of coffee.
He's busy stuffing ballots.
He just popped his head off the pillow. Election fraud. Oh, it's today. It's today.
I bet they don't even think of it as election fraud either.
No. I bet you they probably
that's illegal, right? You can't.
You think they come from countries?
That's how elections work, man. What are you talking about?
Yeah,
fraud.
You think they come from countries where they maintain election integrity, and they come here and we don't need ID? Okay, so it's like home.
Wait, are they Indian? Are they Muslims? Which one is it?
I don't know.
I don't know. He's just using a generic.
It could be.
Are we overlapping now?
Well, with 70, I will say this. Back to the facts: 74%, the hard facts, votes were absentee ballot. The other 26% were cast by Musa's brothers. Yeah, there's a trend going on.
Oh, he cleans up.
Well. Also, in case you're thinking, hey, he's just a lone wolf or a lone rabid street dog, as they have in their homeland.
It's not a trend, right?
Yeah.
This isn't happening by other.
Last week, 2 other Hamtramck councilmen were charged with election fraud. And to be clear, 70% of Hamtramck is Muslim, and that's the first Muslim-majority city in the United States. It used to be almost entirely Polish. As I understand, it was the first city where you could hear the Islamic call to prayer pretty much across the entire city. And my dad and I heard that while we were driving through Hamtramck last time.
Yeah.
So isn't Hamtramck has Syrian roots?
No, I don't know about the name, but Hamtramck was entirely a Polish place where my dad was growing up in Detroit.
It sounds more Polish.
Yeah.
Where is it in the city?
It's outside of Detroit.
Just outside of Detroit area?
Yeah. It's one of those suburbs. Yeah.
This is colonization. This is not just people coming into the United States and trying to assimilate.
How about this? Again, here's my suggestion, and I know this might be a little avant-garde. Don't let any of them in.
Well, you see, that would stop.
What about some?
No.
I understand that's that would be a common.
You should have some.
No.
Oh.
None.
No.
I know. It's crazy. From places where they don't share our values whatsoever. I mean, it should be. It should be on a sliding scale. Okay, how close are you in sharing our fundamental values? You know, Islam would be like a net negative 6 points because of the destruction of Western civilization and an entirely different subset of laws, right? But if they come from, let's say, like a South American country, say, okay, well, they're Christian, that's kind of getting close.
Right,
Ideally, you get some additional points if you come from a developed nation, and you get some more points, if you're actually able to speak the language. As a matter of fact, I almost would say that these are deal breakers.
It's funny, like they should have that question, like, does your religion call for the overthrow of our country?
Yeah.
And it's one of those California things. If you check yes, we might turn you around this time. Though. I know California's probably not going to look into it. We will.
Yeah. It's just like a little junior high note. Do you hate America? Check yes or no.
Yes. There you go. I mean, no, I don't. I don't want anybody to clip that.
No, of course. You would
Do you
say
love
no.
America? Yes or no? It's probably
love
easier
America,
because they can just go, I don't love it.
I don't love it.
Bye-bye.
I can take or leave it.
Yeah. I don't hate it, but I don't love it.
Yeah. So it's like, hey, do you speak the language? No? Okay, well, then we don't need to go through the rest of this. The answer is no. Do you believe in the destruction of Western civilization? Yeah. Oh, well, we don't even need to ask about like your qualifications or your job experience because it's going to be a hard pass.
It's like a choose your adventure story.
Yeah. And each one leads to like, page 84 to B. It's ice again.
Almost all of them are ice. And
the last question just says, Inshallah? Yes?
I guess
well, God willing, you won't come here.
Yeah.
People are going to be, a little frustrated, like, that's a racist take. Or
sure.
There's probably some good people. I'm like, listen, if you'd have made that argument to me maybe 30, 40 years ago, we could have a conversation about that. But we're overrun. I don't know if you've been.
You mean if they made that argument to fetus, Gerald?
No.
No, he was 5 40 years ago.
We were talking, if I was, myself and you were yourself back then, and we were talking about this, we were in a different situation as a country. I probably still would say no at that point.
Yeah.
But it wasn't the same kind of situation that we're dealing with today. And it's baffling to me that people are so blinded by what they would term compassion that they actually do things that lead to their own destruction. You can be compassionate without killing yourself.
Right.
Right? We tried the killing yourself part, and it's really been hard on this country since we had open border policies. We can't do that again, and we have to be a lot pickier and say, hey, we just can't do this.
We could also add something that's like a reciprocity, where it's, we'll accept a certain amount of your people here based on how much you've given us or how much you've given our citizens. So it's like, oh, wait, hey, we could use Bangladesh, we could use India, we could use how much have you done for the United States? How much have you done for the American citizen? If the answer is nothing, well, then for you or any of your people who come here, we too will do nothing.
Nothing.
How about that?
Seems fair.
Is that reasonable? I don't like. At what point do we just say, you know what? We're sorry. We kind of have some issues to deal with here in the United States, and we have people here who are hurting. We have people here who need help, and I get it. They're still probably better off than anyone in your country because it's equal, and by that I mean it sucks. But still, we have a duty to our people, not to yours.
There is still the option of giving them New Mexico.
That is true. Yeah.
I've been saying that for years. Give up New Mexico.
Yeah. Okay.
Give it up.
That's fair. Musa and Sings, you can have Kirky.
Good luck with the drug problem.
Good luck with the Kirk.
Yeah, we'll give you. You can do what you will with Captain Kirk. Okay, that's what we call it here. I know it might be confusing. We have a lot of nicknames for our cities. Kirky is yours.
It's Corky Kirky.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's a quirky place.
Yeah, I think there's still like a Twin Peaks or something. Here's and this is the big thing. This is why I'm not, and I never was a libertarian. You might have seen me when I was, very young in my early 20s. Say, well, I'm a conservative, but with libertarian leanings. And the reason I never identified as a libertarian is because, at that point in time, Bill Maher, Greg Gutfeld, Glenn Beck, and people at the Manhattan Institute all claimed to be libertarian. I was like, well, then it means nothing. My view often leaned toward, well, if it doesn't negatively affect anyone else, do what you want. But we now know that that's not realistic. And libertarians, it's great in theory. But what I think really changes is at a certain point you say, okay, do we want to address the world as it is? Address the problems as they exist, not as we believe the world should be. So talking about immigration, this is where we are right now. Yeah. This is some advice that Zelensky should take.
Yeah.
This is not to excuse Putin, okay, at all. But I'm getting really irritated with Zelensky because it doesn't seem like this guy wants peace. Or it doesn't seem like he understands what that looks like. It doesn't seem like he understands what his options are. There are only two options right now. There are only two, and there only would have ever been two options if the international community didn't come in and save Ukraine's ass. Okay, so settle now, compromises, and end the war and save lives, or continue it and lose lives until Russia takes it all. The only thing that remains to be seen is how many more lives will be lost.
Yep.
And that's it. There really is no door number 3, and there absolutely is no chance of a door number 3 unless the United States continues to help supply, maybe some NATO nations if they pay their fair share right now. But let's set this up. Friday, President Trump met with Vladimir Putin in Alaska, and of course he's going to be meeting with Zelensky today. But I will say the meeting with Putin, despite how the left tried to characterize it, flying B-2s overhead and timing that flyover just as Putin walks down that carpet gave me a small chub. Even Putin's like, that was good, okay.
Today, when President Trump saying that if he was the president back then, there will be no war. And I'm quite sure that it would indeed be so. I can confirm that.
Many points were agreed to. There are just a very few that are left. Some are not that significant. One is probably the most significant. But we have a very good chance of getting there. We didn't get there, but we have a very good chance of getting there.
And by the way, that's the only language that Putin speaks, right? That's the language that strong men allegedly speak, is that of power. It was a show of strength. And also, speaking of that, there's a rumor that President Trump may actually have another show of strength, sending the treaty papers on a B-2 bomber while Putin's still in transit.
Geez, you'd think those things would have like an electronic window.
No, it's just another point of failure, Gerald. Yeah, so you want to keep it simple. Right. And then yesterday, Zelensky decided to go out and grandstand. And here's my question to Zelensky. If the United States or other nations didn't get involved, would Russia kick your ass? Of course, the answer is yes. Would you have not a snowball's chance in hell of putting up a fight? Yeah? Okay. You're in no position to be laying out demands or acting like you're in control of anything. But here he is doing it.
The constitution of Ukraine makes it impossible to give up territory or trade land. Since the territorial issue is so important, it should be discussed only by the leaders of Ukraine and Russia at the trilateral Ukraine, United States, Russia. So far, Russia gives no sign that trilateral will happen. And if Russia refuses, then new sanctions must follow.
No sanctions must follow, right, Dad?
You're frustrated with Zelensky now, but wait until you see this picture of Zelensky.
It's a video.
It's a video?
Is this new?
This is today.
Yeah. No. I don't think we need to play the whole thing, but here
no,
you'll
we
see.
don't.
Okay.
Oh, he's dressed for the occasion.
Yeah. He's in a T-shirt.
Wow.
In a meeting. Who's this meeting with, they said?
It's with Special Representative Keith Kellogg.
Oh, I thought it was the CEO of Gymshark.
Seriously, it's like at the press conference for the EU thing, like you had a shirt on, you had some kind of jacket with a collar or something like that. You acted like you were a serious person. It's not the be-all, end-all for me, what you show up in. It's that you understand that reality...
It's entitlement.
Yes.
It's entitlement. It's entitlement. And everyone hates entitlement. This guy's an entitled little prick is what he is.
I'm president, bitch.
And this is not, and this is not to say, hey, what Putin did that's not to say any of it.
No.
But you've proven your critics right, Zelensky, by acting like an entitled little prick this entire time. It's as though it's never even occurred to him that his people will needlessly die in perpetuity until he acknowledges reality. And by the way, his own people don't want to die anymore. When people talked about George W. Bush for war, look at the war in Iraq, it's no longer popular. Well, that was a little different because it wasn't a war right here on our shores. And I understand you can't necessarily govern by poll. I get that. But in this case...
And we went there.
Right.
We went there. It's not like they came here.
Yeah.
People weren't opposing World War II after, Pearl Harbor.
In this case, his own people don't... This is Zelensky's war. Yeah. This is Zelensky's war. Let's say that with me. This is Zelensky's war. And so view all of the rhetoric through the lens of this is now Zelensky's war, because his own people are willing to make compromises in order to stop death. It sucks, but guess what? If a nation can kick your ass and decided they were going to kick your ass historically throughout all of humanity, you're getting your ass kicked. We will not, my constitution. All right.
They burned it.
Die.
Now what?
That's your choice, your option. Yeah. Die. That's what he's saying is, we will die. I will kidnap my citizens from the street, from the nail salon, and I will send them to die unless I can wear T-shirt at conference. All right.
Yeah, maybe you can concede some land or watch the Russians burn your constitution.
Yeah, exactly.
You have a choice.
Exactly.
Not that I like it, but...
No, I don't like any of it, but it's reality.
It says in my constitution that, what is this streak? Oh, it's Putin poop. So, and we'll go through some claims and truths here ahead of the meetings on Monday. Trump posted these statements on Truth. He said, President Zelensky of Ukraine can end the war with Russia almost immediately if he wants to, or he can continue to fight. Remember how it started? No getting back Obama given Crimea 12 years ago without a shot being fired, and no going into NATO by Ukraine. Some things never change. And then Zelensky responded with On X, we all share a strong desire to end this war quickly and reliably, and peace must be lasting. I am confident that we will defend Ukraine, effectively guarantee security, and that our people will always be grateful to President Trump and everyone in America and every partner and ally for their support and invaluable assistance. Russia must end this war, which it itself started. Yes.
Why?
Here, again, take out the United States, who, by the way, has done the lion's share here. Take out NATO, who, of course, they've kind of been a joke. Maybe they won't be anymore if they pay their fair share. Take them out. Russia must end this war. It means that, using those words with bullies. If we all agree that they're bullies, that always works.
He's right, though. Russia does need to end the war, and they're willing to do it on terms you're not going to like.
Yep.
On terms none of us like, really, but, I mean, they're terms that are going to end it, so...
I am confident that we will defend Ukraine, effectively guarantee security. Who's we? You know what? Here's the thing. I wouldn't have a problem with it if you take you and Ukraine out of we, because you are doing nothing. You are doing nothing. Just to be clear, what you mean by we is Big Daddy United States will step in. We guarantee, and I'm going to talk tough and wear muck neck, zip neck Under Armour. Shut up. Shut up. We're sick of it. Also, you know what else you could... I'm going to get to the claim truth here. Give me a second. You could make the case, and I will, that this war may never have happened if not for Democrats in 2016 through 2020. Let me tell you what I mean. The Democrats did the Russia, right? The Russia collusion, which we now know to be verifiably false, fabricated completely. And hopefully people will be arrested over it.
Yes.
This is the party Barack Obama said, the 80s called, they want the foreign policy back, to Mitt Romney. Then when Donald Trump won, they needed a boogeyman. And so they lied to you and fabricated a story that said Donald Trump was Putin's stooge and Russia helped Donald Trump win the presidency. So you put pressure on Putin on the international stage as an international villain, right? We now all of a sudden had to vilify Russia. And then that also led to an escalated talks of Ukraine must join NATO. Well, why must they join NATO? Because Russia is on the move. They are a threat to democracy. Look, they steal U.S. election. Maybe Putin, obviously, that's not the reason he did it, but that's the excuse he used. The excuse he used is you guys were talking about Ukraine joining NATO. And it wouldn't have been an international conversation of significance because Russia was not a part of the international conversation to any significance until the Democrat Party decided that they needed a boogeyman to blame so that they could try and guilt Donald Trump by association. Comment below. Does that make sense? You could say that Hillary Clinton and Barack Obama and Fusion GPS, the Steele dossier, and Adam Schiff, that has played a huge role in escalating this conflict between Russia and Ukraine by backing them into a corner. You know? So the narrative now is that Trump is, because they tried to do it before, he's a Putin stooge, he's a Putin stooge, he's a Putin stooge. So since it didn't work and now we know that they were lying, they're trying to say that after Alaska, no, really, we really mean it this time. The wolf is coming. Donald Trump is in Putin's pocket. It's time for Claim Truth. So the first claim, and all references are available, link in the description.
I forgot about that.
I forgot about it too.
I don't know if it works.
The first claim is that President Trump treated Vladimir Putin, a man we're asking for something, with far too much respect.
This is a guy who bombs every night, terrorizes civilians in Ukraine, and kills them every single night. That is not a person that you should roll out the red carpet to. And the fact that Trump just treats him as his friend is a real setback for America's reputation in the world as the leader of the free world that has implications way beyond Ukraine.
Yeah, it's not like anyone else has done this. Here's the truth. Every major world leader, or certainly of the United States, has met with Putin at one point or another and palled around. Just look here. This is former Vice President Joe Biden in 2021 meeting with him after Crimea happened in 2014.
When you get back and forth in that whataboutism, especially with the translator, great points, Savannah.
Hey, they're on a red carpet too.
You cannot hear exactly what he said. You don't exactly know what he said, and you can make a misstep in that situation.
As we watch these images, there's a still photo just in, hot off the presses of the two face-to-face.
And here's something else.
All smiles.
Unbelievable.
You meet, you give respect to someone if you're asking them for something.
Yes.
And so what the left is really saying is they want never-ending war if they don't want Donald Trump to be diplomatic with Putin. Let's just say, if you have a neighbor who's playing music really, and you can't stand them, but you're trying to get some sleep, usually your first stab at it is to go over and say, hey, I got kids. Do you think you guys can turn it down? Right? You don't go over and point your 1911 at them right out of the gate.
No, because they still live there.
Yeah, they still live there.
You have to deal with them tomorrow.
Yes. By the way, a little trick, if you have a neighbor you don't like, you can blare music really loudly, and when they call the cops, just turn it down when they show up.
But not all the way, just like to medium?
To a medium level.
So that it's like, oh, it's kind of loud.
You're like, I think it's kind of loud. You're like, I'm sorry, I was playing it like, is this too loud? Oh, I can turn it down. And the cop will be like, yeah, I guess it's kind of loud. Thanks. Or this guy's just a worrywart. This guy's just a nag. All right.
Yeah, or you can get on their roof and throw a raccoon down their chimney.
You can do that too.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you can do that.
What if they have it closed? Doesn't it kill the raccoon?
No, raccoons know to find.
The raccoon is.
They know how to find their way around.
The raccoon's not important.
Yeah. I mean, they're clever enough. They can make it through. They can fit in just about anything. They're like Yogi Berra.
Yeah.
And let's also compare, by the way, while we're talking about respect, hey, what about all of the European leaders dealing with, speaking of abuses of human rights, like chaining Uyghurs to a loom, force feeding them cigarettes for 12 hours a day and not giving them a piss break?
Well,
China.
In the early hours of July 24th, Chinese President Xi Jinping will meet with President Costa and President von der Leyen.
Gerald, what color is that
while
carpet?
Chinese Premier Li Qiang will co-chair the 25th China-EU summit with the two EU leaders.
Strong UK-China relationship is important for both of our countries and for the broader international community.
So good morning. Good morning. Welcome to China.
Did your husband still beat you?
It could be argued that China is a more dangerous threat to those who live on the globe, commonly referred to, as Earth, our planet, than Russia. I don't know if you know that, but they're kind of a significant player. Here's the next claim that you're going to see from the left, is that, after all is said, Alaska, just that meeting itself, that was a win for Putin in Russia.
What President Trump came into Alaska saying he wanted was an immediate ceasefire to halt the killing right away. And then he left Alaska not only without that ceasefire, but giving up on it. A complete reversal in just a few hours of time.
Sort of.
The kind of which we don't normally see in international diplomacy. And that means that what Vladimir Putin got out of this summit meeting is not only the nice photo op on the red carpet and in the presidential limousine,
which is what he's looking for,
was essentially a free pass to continue the war for an indefinite amount of time without the severe consequences that Trump said he would impose if there wasn't a ceasefire.
That meeting was a disaster. It was an embarrassment for the United States. It was a failure. Putin walks away with his photo op with zero commitments made and zero consequences. What a great day for Russia.
Well, first off, they can't know anything because the conversations are not going to be revealed until the conversation with Zelensky happens. And here's the truth. It would seem that President Trump came in hot, like he's done with tariffs, like he's done with a lot of policies, and then is planning on settling somewhere in the middle. It's almost like, assuming the media wasn't functionally retarded, in which case they would be lying to you. It's almost like President Trump has written a book specifically on this, almost exactly. A small little gem known as Art of the Deal. You may not have heard of it. He wrote, "My style of deal making is quite simple and straightforward. I aim very high, and then I just keep pushing and pushing and pushing to get what I'm after. Sometimes I'll settle for less than I sought, but in most cases I still end up with what I want. The worst thing you can possibly do in a deal is seem desperate to make it."
There you go. And by the way, Donald Trump, you don't hate Democrats and Chris Murphy specifically enough right now. With the things that he was saying, he just wants people to continue dying. Donald Trump may be willing to give up on a ceasefire for a peace deal that they were trying to get. They didn't make any concessions. Witkoff begs to differ with you on this.
Yeah.
They're setting things up right now. You guys, want world war if it is what it takes so that Donald Trump doesn't look like he did a good job and got a win. Do you ever take a step back and just look in the mirror and go, who the hell am I anymore? I don't want our country to succeed. I want thousands of people to die in Ukraine and Russia just so Donald Trump doesn't look good and go up in the polls?
They're ratings machines. That's all they care about. They're not getting great ratings, but that's all they care about. Before the meeting happened, they're all going, oh, what is that? They're having a peace talk without Zelensky? How can you have a peace talk without Zelensky? How can you have a ceasefire talk without Zelensky? And then afterwards, oh, he abandoned the ceasefire talks.
Yeah, man, can you believe
I thought he couldn't even do it without...
I thought he wasn't going to even happen. Oh, wait, he's meeting with him today? Oh, it's almost like you meet with one party, meet with the other party, and then you eventually meet with both. It's almost like that's how mediation takes place. Exactly. And by the way, when you're talking about concessions, they say, oh, I didn't get anything. Well, this does include for the first time Russia actually accepting security guarantees for Ukraine.
Everything is going to be about what the Ukrainians can live with. But assuming they could, we were able to win the following concession: that the United States could offer Article 5-like protection, which is one of the real reasons why Ukraine wants to be in NATO. We sort of were able to bypass that and get an agreement that the United States could offer Article 5 protection, which was the first time we had ever heard the Russians agree to that.
There you go.
And the Russians agreed to that after a B-2 bomber flew over Putin's head.
Yes, exactly.
And do you understand what that means? It means that if if Russia ever invades Ukraine again, if they get a peace agreement, that Russia would be staring down the barrel of a gun held by U.S. soldiers if they did so. Not just some European countries that kind of surrender whenever they don't like what's going on or hem and haw around about what we're going to do because our neighbor and, oh my God, Russia, and they're going into Ukraine, maybe let's send them some money, but keep buying their oil and natural gas. No, that is the United States going, we will come in and end you if you do this.
Right.
That's massive.
Yeah.
Not even a barrel of a gun, just the sound of a beep.
Yeah, like Wile E. Coyote. And by the way, we're going to continue with these claims, and there obviously are developments as we are live right now and setting them straight with some truths. But if you are not a Rumble Premium member, Mug Club is Rumble Premium is Mug Club. You get 100% more of this show. You get Donald Trump Jr., Dr. Disrespect, Russell Brand, Nick DiPaolo, Mr. Guns and Gear, everything ad-free and a wonderful hand-etched mug. And more importantly, none of this exists without your membership because we are actually funded by viewers like you. You can also try it for $9.99 a month. If everything you're watching right now disappears in a cloud of blue smoke, you'll know that means not enough people joined up. And if you don't want to join today, you keep watching for free. Tim Pool right there. Or join, click that button, and we'll continue to try and earn your vote, earn your membership. The next claim is that the Ukraine cannot and absolutely must not concede under any circumstances any type of territory, as though they have a choice.
With regards to any territorial questions in Ukraine, our position is